quite sure when this starts.
11:02. Oh,
More like the video, when the video starts. Hi everybody, it's Wednesday. I think these are the ones that are the wrong prescription. It's Wednesday at 11:02, so it is craft demo day. And we went back and forth. I have a table full of boxes. So I am going to open a couple of those later because I don't want to wait till Friday. And some of it has, some of them have Christmas stuff in it that you guys really want. And I know you want it because you've been asking for it. And it's here. So we're going to open boxes later today at 1-ish. So, but for now, I'm going to show you a little crafty bit. Here we go. So I am working today on, I'm going to do two things. Well, they're both the same thing. I'm going to do some ornaments, and I'm going to do them two different ways. One of them I'm going to do using this die set from Tim Holtz, and the other one I'm going to do using my personal collage style. And I have a sample, but of course it is out of reach, so I will show it to you, and you'll see it at the end. It's just that card front end right there. Both of them I'm going to do using this fancy die. It's right there. Sorry, underneath the paints. Nope, over other paints. There we go. Sorry, thank you. So this is my personal easy peasy collage go-to. You know, I'm not going to lay claim to it as a style because lots of people do this sort of thing, but it's really simple. It's great for a background. You can put a focal point on top of it, and you can sit there and make a bunch of these all at once while watching, you know, the latest episode of, what do people watch these days? Friends? Not Friends anymore. Anyway, so this is my Succession, exactly. All right, so this is the Hero Arts Fancy Die, and it is connected to the interior, but it's not. Here, I'll just pull this off. Normally I would clip that with a pair of clippers, but I don't have them handy right now. So it's going to clip the shape, and then I'll have a little hole at the top, which will be perfect. So I can use it as a tag or an ornament. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start by cutting a couple of blanks using my platinum. Y'all know I like my platinum machine. Though I am very attached these days to my Sidekick, which of course is my little itty bitty machine from Sizzix. Those are clever too. There's one, and you can see it's a very nice ornament shape. And Kendall and I were just talking about, you know, holiday things that could be considered non-denominational. Is that how we were saying it? Yeah. I don't know if ornaments are. I don't know how they qualify in terms of being considered more general for lots of different holidays, but I think that they're a little general, but then I'm not religious at all, so I don't have any denomination except family tradition. All right, so you know what, I'm going to leave it at those two since I plan to just do two. I can always cut more if I need to. Actually, I don't want to push that too far away because I want to do some more stuff. So here are my two blanks. So the die I want to use today is the Tim Holtz Holiday Brushstroke. I can't remember if this is last year in the boxes I was talking to you about, so definitely need to come back for that. This is that whole style that he has where he layers, and it's also the arty stuff that he does. So I'm going to pick out the ones normally. Yeah. So they haven't labeled them 1, 2, 3 like they do on the colorized ones, which are the ones you layer up on, but they are labeled A. So I know that this goes with this die, which goes with this die. So let's just start with that. And what I have is my box of trimmings. So whenever I have, you know, less than a full sheet or a half sheet even, I throw it in here. It gives me lots to pull from when it comes to creating, choosing colors and the like. So, of course, I end up sometimes with the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I do love this box. It actually slides into a little rack, and the bottom one I have die cuts that don't end up getting used. So I throw those in the bottom one. So there are random happy birthdays and thank yous and stars and stuff like that. And those, ooh, that's kind of cute. Okay, let's see if I can get what I want out of this. All right. So what I'm going to do is put my papers here. For the most part, it does look like it's going to show. Let's see. There are going to be lots of little bits on this one. I am going to, so I'm not actually going to use this right this second. I'm going to use layers of dark. One. 2 and 3. And because I am using I'm doing more than one die at once, which, you know, the only time you can really ruin a die is if it ends up accidentally moving and overlapping another die like this, and you manage to somehow still wrench it through your die machine, which I am speaking from experience, that can ruin your die. It probably won't break your machine, believe it or not. This machine, especially if you have one of these platinums or even a Big Shot, I think is pretty sturdy. But it will ruin your die, and you could break your pressure plate. I have done that, as you can see for this one. If you're out there wondering about replacement pressure plates, I do have them. Cutting plates is another way to talk about them. And I do sell this one in particular, which is very useful with the platinum machines. It replaces the 2 sandwiches that you use. Okay. Here are my bits. And like all good dies from Tim Holtz, they are complicated and beautiful. But of course, you can't make it easy on you. Nope. Not going to be easy on you at all. Not going to be like, just glue this down here and you're done. Nope. We're going to do a little layering. And I hate to ask, but is there any way you could just roll that closer to me?
Roll which closer?
Just the pokey. Yeah, that pokey tool. Thank you. It's always useful to have a pokey tool when you're working with dies, especially these complicated ones with lots of little bits. Now, what's great about Tim Holtz, of course, is that he's a genius. Let's just put it out there. He's a genius. And you can see that he has anticipated that we are going to be confused. And the dies actually have an impression that gets made that will then help you place the smaller bits. And thank goodness, because otherwise I think I would be very, very, very confused. So for instance, I'm going to have to get my katana out, I think. Okay, lots of little bits. So the first layer, and this looks like it's got a little bit there, yeah, a little bit there that needs to come out. So the first one is going to go on here, like that. That's pretty straightforward. And then, ooh, I feel like there's a bit missing already. Yeah. And then this one goes on here. He says confidently. So it looks like I could have cut that bit out of the brown on the back. Okay, and then, So the question is, I think I'm gonna layer up, this one's gonna go here, that's what it is. And then the next layers go on top of here. All right, so I am gonna start by gluing. And I always come back to it. I try other glues, but I always come back to the fact that I like this glue here. And the way I'm going to do this time is I'm going to splodge a little out on my onto a piece of paper, and I'm actually just going to pick up little bits of it using my pokey tool. I'm not worried about the pokey tool because it's metal, and I can just scrub the glue off of it later. But it's going to help me get very specific. And I'm not interested in completely covering the die piece with glue. That's not my goal. I just want to get enough on there to stick it in place. And now I'm stuck. That's because it's upside down. All right, so we're going to stick it where the outline is on the die. And this is a particularly good pokey tool in that it has a little spatula on one end. I actually think this is a clay tool.
It looks like
That's ended up in my toolbox.
I noticed that Irene has two glues. Well, one is a turbo
Mm-hmm.
tacky. What would you use the turbo for? You're not using turbo right now.
No, the turbo comes in a little tub. I don't think it actually is in a squeeze bottle.
Yeah, it looks like it's an upside down squeeze bottle.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like that. It looks like that.
But
And then she has the clear gel tacky glue, the turbo tacky glue, and then the plain original tacky glue.
there's a small chance that the turbo, and I might be talking out of my butt here, but the turbo might be the one that's actually a little liquidier so that it comes out faster. That's what she might mean by turbo. Don't quote me on that because, you know, there's a very strong chance that I'm wrong. I'd have to go and look at it. This is the one that I grew up with, this gold bottle.
Oh yeah?
So this is the one I'm the most familiar with and the one that I carry the most of in different sizes.
Mm-hmm. I grew up with Elmer's, but you don't carry Elmer's.
Elmer's is watery, and it will buckle your work. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's not. Yeah, there's a reason I don't carry Elmer's,
Okay.
and you can also buy Elmer's at 7-Eleven. So you know, one of those sort of where do I put my efforts kind of thing. I'm
Mhm.
you know
Yeah.
leaning into the identity of the shop as a specialty shop. I do carry things that other craft stores carry, but I don't generally carry things you can get at Safeway. Just because chances are I'm not going to get people in here anyway for that.
Although the man came in looking for glue, we had that.
That's true. He wanted model glue.
He did.
He did. That's what he was looking for, was model glue. All right, so this one's so small, and I've already crushed it a little bit with my fingers, so I'm actually going to put the glue directly on the paper where I want it. That's another way to precision glue. You can also get glues with precision tips, and I do sell them. But again, I'm just so used to working this way that I don't mind fussing with this in order to make it work. And you can see.
Precision tips might get clogged easily.
They do, but well, yes, but they have a pin that goes in the, yeah. So that is actually literally like how careful you are, because and we all know that I'm not particularly careful. That's another reason why I'm not. All right, so that was not as painful as I thought it was going to be honest. When I first started, I was like, oh no, why did I choose this? And look how great the result is. And that's the most difficult piece of this particular one. Otherwise, it's just, you know, more layers. I've got this leaf, which I'll do one of. I do like this gold paper, so I'm definitely going to do something out of that. Maybe this one. And then let's see, I'm just going to pull some browns, she says confidently, with which I know. There's a brown. to do more twiggy stuff. Actually, looks like they've got this as the darker brown. And then the greens. Here come the greens. I've got some, this gold, metallic green. I have a lot of metallics in my collection for some reason. Let's do this. It's a little easier to manage. 2, 3, 3. And then the last bits are, I guess I'll do more gold. And then let's see what we have in the way of some more green. So the way this works is that goes out. So that goes on there, and then there's this little edge of brown. So we'll keep it color coordinated like this. You'll notice I didn't tape that time because I'm lazy. And I was sure that it wasn't going to move around, but that's, that's a risk I took, I will be honest. So let's see what I got out of this one. So I got my green. And again, you can see the clever little markings so that I know exactly where to put my pieces. I'm just going to go ahead and build them as I go because there's no reason not to. These are much less finicky than the pieces I used for the berries. There. And then here comes the brown bit. Oh, I messed that up. I put the glue on the non-glue part because I wasn't paying attention. Come on. There we go. Might be worth reminding everyone that, remember that when you're doing it, you might think, I'm messing this up. But when somebody else sees what you've done, they're going to think, I can't believe you made that. Just so worth reminding us all. This metallic paper, as should have been predicted, didn't go all the way through. I don't know if you can see how it didn't quite cut in every spot, so I'm going to roll it through again, and because it is moving around a little bit, I'm going to throw this down on there, make sure it doesn't, and then I'm just going to do it one more time. Let's see if I get a better result. Yes. I don't know if you can see that right off the bat like that, but I did get a much better result this time. Yay, yeah. What we're doing, I am making ornaments, 2 different ornaments today, but I started by pulling a Tim Holtz die. I pulled this one, it's the Holiday Brush Stroke, and I've put together the berry piece of it, and now I'm working on some of the details. And it's going to go on this ornament blank, which I cut from the Fancy Die, Hero Arts Fancy Die. I think this was actually from a year or 2 ago, but I still have them in stock. Excuse me.
Yeah, they're in
Burping.
in the chat.
Great. Great. See? Kendall's already on top of it.
Lois says hi.
Hey, Lois. I haven't said hi to Lois in a while. I guess I've missed some of these. I haven't done a proper live in a while. Last week's live was a little meh, and I haven't been around for jelly printing, and so I hope you can see that already we've got this nice little compilation going. All right, let's do it where you can maybe really see it. Slow down. There we go. One piece, and then we've got another piece, and then we've got another piece. That might go here, and then we would do another piece that goes here, and then we're going to do this, I think. Anyway, but before we do that, I want to make the background of this a little teensy bit more interesting. You know, before I go and swipe this on my thing, I'm just going to make sure I like the color. Ooh, that is more orange than I thought, than I remembered.
Lois remembers using the ornament dye in class.
What? You've been around a long time, Lois, if you remember that. You were right. We did. It was a while ago, but we did. There, that's a redder color. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just edge my die, or my ornament cutout, because, you know, I love it. I love doing this. It's an easy way to add some color and an easy way to add some interest. And I have another, where's my stamp set? I thought I had a stamp set with all the words and things. Well, that's okay. I'm going to use the same stamp I'm going to use for my second one. The background feels a little blank to me, and so I'm just going to go ahead and add just a little more of the red in this way.
Did you pull it today, you think?
No, it was on the table from...
There's this.
No, it's not.
That's not that one.
But that's okay. I'll make this one work.
This one?
Oh, I don't know what I did with it.
It has lots of signs.
That's okay.
Find
I know,
something.
no, I had this one. It's good. It's good. So we've got this now in the background. And it just adds a little decorative element. And that's only important because, you know, now the background isn't quite so stark, but also you won't really see it. It's not like we're going to make a big deal about it. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to throw this in here. Part of me thinks maybe I should do it the other way around.
So
And so-
Lois says she's been catching up on the videos.
Oh, good.
And rewatching them. So just
Excellent.
Just, remember, they're all on YouTube.
They're all on YouTube. Thank goodness for Kendall, because that's the only reason that's true. But I am going to start by putting down the berries, believe it or not. And I'm going to do that using these foam bits. This is these are Spellbinders foam, and they come in 2 different sizes, and I have them in spades in the shop. So let me think, do I want to do it this way? I really do think I want to have it be a little sprig pointing downwards. So I'm going to start by putting that in place. And that, for me, just gives me the opportunity to then tuck, which for me feels more natural sometimes than trying to layer. Like coming in and tucking these elements in together behind something it just feels easier. And then I can kind of get an idea of what's missing. So I can see right there I've got this backwards in my mind. I've got these 2 big elements. I'm going to do one on either side. All right, that's basically it. And then I'm just going to come in and glue them down by putting a little glue on the ends that I want. And I'm just going to put them in place like this. And again, it's not like I'm trying to make the sturdiest card in the world. I'm just trying to make something that will be pretty as an embellishment on my And so looking at this, I think I want a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some more pieces out of a different, maybe different color. Yeah, maybe this dark. I'm going to do this big piece. I don't freak out about having all the little bits out of my dies, but this die paper, or this paper that I cut before, was very thick, and so I just want to get it out of the way because otherwise it might stop it from getting a good impression on this one. We don't want. Now, I don't know how often I can say this, but if you don't like it, you're not finished. So I'm layering up a little bit, adding a little more detail and more color, because I think it's a little dull the way that it is. Turn this over. And again, just going to come in and tuck and see. And you know what? This one, I'm just going to cut this little sprig off of and have it like that. And then, you know, if it comes down to it, you can add a little sparkle with the stickles. Someone was teasing me about my stickle obsession the other day, but I'm like, it's such an easy way to add a little something something to your bits. And this I'm just literally sticking in the little bits in the background. So now I have something that looks a little like this. Oh, you can see the symmetry is bothering me a little bit, but I'm not finished. Let me show you what I'm going to do next. We have in stock, she says confidently, I have in stock these this new ribbon set from Graphic 45, and so a couple things that you can do with something like this. Now, I'll tell you, Tim Holtz has dies, you know, from here to tomorrow, in which that you can make bows and elements and things. But I'm just going to go ahead and create one out of this pretty ribbon that we sell. I also have Tim Holtz's, oh, if you're a professional bow tire, do not watch me. Oh, that was sad. It has that little rough and ready Tim Holtz look to it, though. A little wonky, a little fun, and helps have a little jaunty cut to the edge. She says, again, sounding more confident than she feels. Bless you. Are they yelling at each other? Are they? Oh no, just dog walkers. All right, there. Cute little bow can make all the difference in the world. I'm going to get a lot of glue along the back so that it won't move around once it's glued down. Look at what the difference that made. Look at that. A little ribbon detail. If I don't fuss with it, it might actually stay there. Stop fussing with it. And then when I'm done, I'm not going to fuss with it now, but I might, maybe what I'll do is tie a little ribbon at the top, or I could make it an actual ornament. But if I wanted to use it as a tag, I would tie a little bit at the top like that. So that is ornament number one, ornament tag number one. Okay, hope you like that.
That was nice job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Clean that mess up later. Now, the other one I wanted to show you is a great stash buster, especially if you have lots of little bits around, washi tapes, collage elements, all that stuff. This is a great way to build something. All right, come on, Angharad. All right, so here's my back that I did, and sorry, I have all these bits from collaging earlier, and I've got some cute washi tapes, and you could make them holiday washi tapes. You don't have to be boring. Not that these are boring, that's not what I meant. And I literally, my go-to collage moment is just to tear my paper. I'm not worried about that because I'm going to do over. It's just to throw down some washi tape, and I tend to do it in a horizontal or a vertical. That's just the way I do it. Some people like to go all over the place. My style tends to be directional. You'll notice that in my journaling as well. Some of this tape doesn't want to stay, like this gold stuff, so I'm actually going to run a little bead of glue behind it, just to help it a little bit, even though it is got a little stick to it. And then, let's see, last one.
Internet's going in and out a little bit.
Really?
I'm still seeing you live, but it's very restored. I'm gonna check with Courtney.
Okay. All right. And I'm just going to cut the edges off. Like that. And then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to do a little bit of collaging. And when it comes to this kind of delicate paper, I actually prefer to use glue stick. My favorite glue stick is Yoo-Hoo. Yoo-Hoo. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a little bit. And one of the elements of collage is that if the pieces touch each other, then they relate visually. And we all like that, don't we? Let us all relate visually. Now, because we're doing something holiday-esque, I am inclined to use a color that has a little holiday flair to it. And again, I'm going to edge my bits. You can do this in a much more careful way and get something that's a little more of a bordery line and not so much of a scrape. But my style is more slapdash than that, so this works for me. And then I'm going to take the same stamp I had earlier, which I had prepped for this demo anyway. And I'm going to stamp it offset but over my collage. Whoop, there's a little red on there. And that gives it a little bit of a moment to coalesce, if you'll see, into one element. And literally, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of collage fodder down and a stamp over the top, and that is all I really need. I also have this that I prepped for another project, but it just happened to be hanging around. So again, I can take this, add a little jaunty green, add my foam dots on the back, and I'm going to go corner to corner and then one in the middle on this. And now you can see that the ornament is a nice little background for the message. And the message could be anything, obviously. And then I could even have cut out this, the die comes with this interior cutout that I could do. I could have done that out of a green and done that over the top. I still could. I'll just, you know what, I'll cut it to show you the idea, though I don't think I'll put it on personally. But let's see what I can get out of this. That's assuming I have a green piece of paper I can draw on. I'd even take a gold piece at this point. It's too cold. All right, and so back to the machine. I'm going to use the outline die as well. Let me just show you. So now I'm using the outline die with the interior die that came with it. And because they want to move around, I'm going to tape them on. And I'm going to roll it through. And again, this is just me playing around. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. It's my glue stick rolling around behind me. But just to show you how clever this die is. So now I have this, and I could always throw that down on top if I wanted. Instead of or before, I could even put it on the back maybe. Dress up the back a little bit, and then you can sign it to from, right? So that's the extra element that comes with that ornament die. And you can see, even if I just put it down over a regular color and you just used it as a tag that way, it would be very pretty tag. So this is a great set in that way. So anyway. So that's, again, come along, and if I want to make it a tag, just add a little ribbon to the top. Go ahead and do that with this one. And how cute is that? If you take a little liquid starch and drip it on the ends of your ribbons, then it solves the fraying bit a little bit. You can also cut it like that. Might be a little cuter. Fold and cut a V. There. Ta-da! So, same die, 2 different ways. I don't know what I did with the other one that I just did. How did it go away? There it is. Okay. Same die, 2 different ways. And yeah, hopefully that gives you an idea of things to do for the holidays. And come back at 1. We have boxes, and I am not kidding here. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to show you the boxes so that you understand what we're talking about. Boxes, boxes, boxes. So come back, because we're going to open boxes, lots of them. Maybe we'll save some for Friday. We'll see. But okay, I can't put that back on. All right, I think that's a good place to end, personally. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you at 1. All right, bye, everyone.